Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, since the last video, Bitcoin hasn't really dropped much more. I think just made one more slightly lower low, just below 57K. But overall, has just been moving sideways today after actually that overnight drop, obviously. But we covered that in the last video, right? So if you're interested in checking out like the daily time frame and everything, I talked about that in the previous video. You'll find it on the channel. Let's just focus on the smaller time frame here in this video. We are still moving here in this overall local downtrend. Actually, let me just see. Can we? Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting trend line to watch, this one here. We have 3 touch points. That's going to be pretty interesting. Going forward to watch that. I have added that on the daily time frame as well, but sometimes when you're dealing with a 1 hour time frame, you can draw them a little bit more precisely. So definitely 3 touch points here. This is going to be interesting. Also, this trend line, which by the way keeps the trend down logically, is running through the resistance area. I've already updated the resistance area earlier today. We do that several times a day if needed. Sometimes nothing happens, but obviously, because the market moved a little bit lower, I've already adjusted the resistance area slightly compared to the last video and communicated that on Discord. 1 second, yeah, all good. It's now between 59,400 and 62,250. This is the standard resistance area. What I will do as well, I have to shift the support zone a little bit to the right so that we can read it properly. This is the main support zone. This is the overall support zone, basically on which the bullish thesis rests for Bitcoin. This support zone was tested several times. It generated several positive responses here, 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 here. Not yet. Okay, but hopefully we will see that positive response. Definitely has been respected by the price for the last 3 months, this support area. Yeah, let's see if it can, we'll see if it generates a turnaround. At the moment, it's still expected, but it is very important to note that the micro action is bearish. So the micro price action is bearish. And if we break below this support zone, break below 50,700, then also, in my interpretation, the larger time frame will also get bearish. Well, okay, that doesn't mean necessarily a new bear market, but it means that either the current bull market will be very much extended. At least we have to expect some more morphing, transformation of wave counts. I have to say, the Bitcoin daily chart has really been, the roadmap on the Bitcoin daily chart has been followed really nearly flawlessly for a very long time now. So this would be, if this support area breaks, and I don't expect it at this stage, but let's assume it will, and the structure changes, then it would be the first time in a very long time. But for now, we are still holding it, and the RSI is already oversold on the daily time frame. I showed you that in the previous video, indicating we could get a substantial, at least corrective rally soon. One of those triggers could be, for example, a break above the trend line. It might be worth watching. The thing is only that we're now quite far away from that trend line, and it would take a rally of around 6 to 7%, actually, maybe even higher, to get to that trend line, right? So there's a lot of distance to be covered. And the resistance area, as I said, is also defined here in red. This is obviously surrounding, you could say, the trend line. So I'm watching for a bounce from here. Hasn't started yet, or maybe it has now. We see a few green candles, but let's zoom in a minute. But first of all, before we zoom in, let's take a look at the structure here. And structurally, we have enough waves to the downside, right? We have this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4. The 5th wave isn't clearly an ABC structure. In blue, I highlighted the potential to label it as ABC. It is basically where it needs to be. For now, I'm watching primarily here for a possible reaction and a rally into resistance. But I can tell you that a break above the trend line, that could be a signal that something more bullish is going on, right? In addition to that, a break above the resistance area then in 5 waves would be a signal that the larger wave 4 has already bottomed. For now, I'm watching for another BC pattern. That means another corrective rally, which would be an ABC structure into the resistance area, and then a C wave down to complete the entire correction possibly into the area around 55,400, the way it looks right now. But it depends on how high the B wave goes. So that's what I'm watching primarily. If we take a look at the micro action, we can interpret this as a 5-wave move down, even though the microstructure isn't very clean. We could say even that, and I probably would rather shift it like that, we could even say that this is an ABC. You can also count that as a 3-wave move, I'd say. And therefore, I mean, it's possible circle wave 5 is already finished here, right? But, and I will highlight that with a question mark, but that would require proving. Anything requires proving, right? I mean, it's like the wave count to the downside, we could say, is full, but I don't expect it to be complete yet. It would look better with one more BC for a clearer, let's say, 5th wave in 3 waves. As you can see, the wave 1 was a 3-wave move and the 3rd wave as well. So the 5th wave should be as well. And I explained yesterday in one of the videos yesterday why it needs to be like a 3-wave move. I showed you that diagonal pattern on our Discord server where we have the explanations for the different Elliott wave counts. So that is one key reason, because this is interpreted as a diagonal. Now, people ask me again, is the bear market coming? I mean, I have no objective, let's say, signal that we are back in the bear market. I mean, this is literally just a wave 4 correction as long as we're holding support, all right? And bear in mind, the 55,400 level here, the 38.2 retracement, I mean, that is normally a key target for a 4th wave. So Bitcoin, I mean, the altcoins are suffering, but the altcoins are just for swing trading anyway. I mean, if support breaks, it's broken, right? You stop out, done. Okay, if you hold on to them, then best the positions are tiny. Even here on the Bitcoin chart, the trend is down, okay? And I'm going to continue to follow the trend down, also with my analysis, until we see a first reversal pattern. There is no reversal pattern, but the analysis, which is still looking at the bigger picture, is bullish. It gives us the relevant pivots that we can watch. But to confirm that the low is in, I mean, down here, that's too small, right? I mean, it's possible the B wave has started, but it's just too small. There's just nothing there for me to work with. Nothing, okay? I mean, if you think that we are starting to go up, you can set a stop below the low, that's it. But there is no, this is 3 waves up now, a 3-wave rally. Okay, there's not even, it would take another 4-5 pattern maybe. If I see anything like that, I will of course update that on Discord. As a gold member, you get intraday updates for Bitcoin. If I see anything, sometimes there isn't anything, and this is a 3-wave move up at the moment. Okay, this is like an ABC. It would take. I mean, this is 15 minutes. This is too small, really. Okay, so therefore I added the resistance area. We're now quite far away from resistance, which means it takes a substantial move to prove that something more bullish is going on, which means that the reward to risk ratio basically for short trades is quite bad at the moment, okay? But it will get better if we approach the resistance area and if we approach the trend line. But I'm actually going to watch for a break of the trend line at some point and a break above resistance, because this is an overall still bullish scenario because we oversold on the daily time frame and we're in Fibonacci support. So I still maintain my bullish thesis. I could be wrong about that, but again, from a strategic point of view, until the micro action is bullish, I'm not going to confirm a low here, and I would keep long positions small personally until the micro is turning bullish as well. Okay, so that's sort of the idea. That is what keeps us on the right side of the trend. The market, what the market does and tells us, always is more important than what let's say we believe should happen. Okay, very, very important. We always go, I'm neither bullish nor bearish. That's 100%, I don't care, if support breaks, we have to adjust, but the micro is already bearish. It's just that we're watching the pivots to see if there is a reaction, which I would expect personally, but again, my expectation doesn't matter. What the market tells us is always key, and that's a mindset that is very helpful. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.